Warning, the Stone Age Gamer includes a lot of bad language. Cover your mother ears.
Good evening and welcome to the Stone Age Gamer Podcast. I am Kris Randazzo and joining me tonight is Funkadelic Alien Dan Ryan.
Oh, my spaceship. It's just in pieces, Kris.
You better look for it.
I better. Just over that telephone booth. It's over there.
Watch out for those man-eating jackrabbits. And that killer cacti. Ooh. Hey, dude.
That took it. Fucking wait, I thought I knew what we were talking about. What are we talking about?
Sorry, I just weirdly transitioned into the intro to Nickelodeon's Hey Dude.
It's a good show, but strange.
Anyway, as October draws to a close, Dan and I must once again dive into the 10, 20, 30, 40 to discuss notable releases from October's past. Where exactly will Electro be entering? Brace your loins, because the Stone Age Gamer Podcast starts now.
Wait, am I Kris Randazzo? Fuck.
Test. Hi, everyone.
My loins are definitely braced. I mean, but that's just my natural state of being.
You are prepared for
I'm always
the entry of Electro.
That's right.
Ominous.
Jesus.
Hi, everyone. This is episode 382. It's the week of October 29th, 2021. And it's apparently raining sideways out by Dan's house, right?
Oh my God, it's crazy out here. And like it doesn't, so the rain is fact, because rain makes you sleepy, right? It does for me. I don't know about everybody else, but like, you know, I go to bed, put on my sleep sounds, and it's very nice. But also, I haven't slept right since last Wednesday. Because, you know, I told last week when we recorded, I was like, my throat kind of hurts a little bit, not feeling great. Yeah. And then, you know, the kids stayed home from school on Tuesday, and Tiff went to the doctor's, because they were all feeling bad. And, it was like, all right, well, nobody has COVID, so that's good. But the kids have a touch of the flu, and Tiff has bacterial pneumonia.
Ugh.
So that's awesome. So that's what I've been doing for the last week, Kris, is taking care of my family and sleeping on the couch. Because she's gross right now. And I'm not going to have her all in my face all fucking night. So I'm not sleeping on the goddamn couch. I haven't slept right in a week. Oh, it's fucking nuts, man. I haven't done anything but, like, play housemaid and fucking clean and, like, I don't know. Are you dying? Here's your inhaler. Please don't die. It's gonna fucking fuck my shit up. It's been a wild week, Kris. I'm exhausted.
So you've been playing a lot of games, huh?
I have done zero. The only thing I did, I was just telling Evan about it. And this also killed my desire for any other forms of fucking entertainment. Evan was a no on this question, Kris, and I think you are a no as well, but let's find out. Let's play. The Sopranos. Were you a big Sopranos guy or not at all?
Never even seen it.
No okay, interest. That's what I thought. Yeah, I was 100% sure that was the answer, but I wanted to check anyway. I, on the other hand, being a basic Jersey bitch, right, a BJB, we have t-shirts. It's a great club. It's a bunch of bagels and pork roll, and it's great. I was big fan of The Sopranos, right? Loved it. So I finally got around to, I think, like Thursday night. I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to watch that fucking Dave Chappelle special that everybody's angry about. And I didn't watch that because I couldn't fucking find it on my Netflix. I wasn't sure what was going on. I was like, it's not here. I don't know why it's not here. I'm feeling fucking dumb right now and like an old man, and I can't find this, so I'm just going to move on. And I'm going to watch The Many Saints of Newark. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch this fucking Sopranos prequel. And it's going to be awesome, and I'm really excited about it. It's going to explain some of the backstory of how Tony became, you know, the fucking just riveting television character that he was. And then I watched the movie, and wanted to ice pick my own eyeballs out of my skull. It was so horrid.
Oh my God.
It was awful. It was so, like, and I sat there the whole time. It's like a 2-hour movie, and like Joe Bernthal or John Bernthal, I never remember whoever the Punisher was. He's in it. John, right? Mm-hmm. John Bernthal's in it, and he's like Tony's father, and I was like, oh, that's good. That's a great bit of casting. I'm excited about that. And fucking Ray Liotta's playing 2 roles in this movie. I can't wait to watch that. That's roles. Great. He's playing fucking Dickie Moltisanti or fucking Hollywood Moltisanti and his brother, who's in prison. It's gonna be fucking cool. And Alessandro Navolo's in it, and that dude's really good. This is gonna be a great fucking. Vera Farmiga is in it. And she weirdly looks like Edie Falco, so there's like a weird Oedipus complex thing going on here. Like, I'm really excited about watching this movie. And 2 hours later, I was like, I wonder if I am tired enough to talk myself into that being a good movie or the worst thing I've ever seen. And I couldn't get there. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen. I was so disappointed. I was like, you know what? I'm going to read a book. I'm going to read a book instead. I'm not going to look at any screens for like the next 3 days because I am so angry about this. And that's what I did. I read my new Frank Turner book. It's very good.
Well, I'm sorry that movie turned out to be not what you wanted it to be.
A raging pile of dog shit, Chris. It was like a pile of dog shit that like...
Did you ever see a pile of turds that just looks angry?
Oh my God, it was so that. Ugh. And I can't imagine, like, and I love The Sopranos, and there were still parts where I was like, it doesn't really fucking work. If you hadn't seen any of The Sopranos in your life, and you're like, oh, let me check out this movie, there's just nothing there for you. Just nothing there. It was so bad. The book's good, though. Do you know Frank Turner? We've talked about Frank Turner, right? Told you about Frank Turner. He's a British singer-songwriter dude.
Joseph Turner White? No, Joseph Turner White?
No, still no.
Sorry, that was a State and Maine reference.
No,
there.
I know. That was a deep cut.
I don't know what's wrong with me today. Just...
It's like the 7th State and Maine reference I've made today. It's fucking weird.
It is. It's been way too long since I've seen that movie.
No, he's this British singer-songwriter dude. He's really, really good. I really, really like him. And I got a book for my birthday that is him just going through a bunch of songs in his catalog and being like, so this is where I was at when I wrote this song, and like the reasons behind some of the lines and what it means, and like the approach that I take to songwriting. And I was like, oh, this is really fucking cool, man. I'm really excited. He's a decent writer. It's not a great writer, but, you know, it is what it is. Oh, so disappointing, Chris. So mad. So mad about it.
I'm sorry. You hate it when that kind of stuff happens. It almost makes you wish they'd just leave it alone. Then you don't have to have this disappointing chapter in your life.
It was a better story in my head. I didn't need to know. It was like the fucking Star Wars prequels, which I know you like better than I do, but it was like that same level of disappointment that you like them more than I do. That's for sure. Huh. that same level of disappointment when like fucking Liam Neeson started talking about midi-chlorians and you were like, no, nope.
I didn't need that.
This isn't it. This isn't it at all. I don't think so. Swing and a miss, George. Swing and a miss. This is that kind of level of disappointment.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah.
That's brutal. I'm doing okay. We all got over our... we're all mostly over our sickness. There's still some coughing and phlegm in the house, but it's mostly subsided.
But that's just because the weather is getting colder.
Is it? It was 75 degrees today.
Well, I know, but it's going to be like 60 tomorrow.
Yeah,
so
whatever progress we've made will be undone by tomorrow afternoon. Great.
It's so bad. Again, I think we talked about my balls last week, but they still are very, very confused. A week later, my balls have gotten no clarity on their fucking length or...
just one's up, one's down, just trying trying to level themselves out.
We're hedging our bets here.
We're going to try the divide and conquer plan, which is really strange for a pair of testicles.
They're very intelligent, though, apparently. My testicles. They're... Jesus Christ.
Oh, God.
Man, this is what the fucking people tune in for, Chris.
This is what they're here for. This is why we are as popular as we are.
I listen to other podcasts where they're like, I'm using my serious journalist voice and we're talking about things. Us, no. Let's have a fucking 10-minute riff on my balls. That's great. Wonderful. And so many of our listeners listen like first thing in the morning, Friday morning. Like that has got to be shocking.
I mean, if they've come this far, is it really shocking?
I mean, but still, I don't know. A 41-year-old man's testicles, first thing Friday morning, are...
For your video game podcast.
Video game podcast. I mean, they're smooth and they're gorgeous, don't get me wrong, but still...
Not okay.
Is that too far? Sorry.
I think you broke me.
I thought we could share these things here. We're all friends. God damn.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
You gonna make it back from that?
Oh, no. Yeah, I definitely went a little over the edge there.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Something to think about. Something to chew on. Let's put that.
I will not be chewing
mind.
on your balls today, sir.
Oh, please. Just. Oh. So you've been playing any video games, Chris?
Oh, my God. Well,
there you go. How was that for a transition?
Wow, yeah.
Right back in. Right back in.
Speaking of morph balls, I really want to play. I really wish I was playing Metroid
that's the other
Dread
thing.
again. Yeah, did you not? You haven't played Metroid?
No, God, I haven't, because Tiff has been in bed.
All right.
Like, she's been like... You've seen The Big Lebowski, right?
Oh, dozens of times. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so like when fucking Philip Seymour Hoffman is like, Mr. Lebowski is sequestered in the West Wing. Like, that's where Tiff has been. That's what I felt like all week. You know, like just walking in there very quietly and slowly. Open up the room, she's like, do grown men still cry? And I'm like, I don't fucking know, man. Mind if I do a J? It's weird.
Well, I
need a smoke pot.
I also want to play Dread again, but it's like there's so much other stuff I need to do. I 100%ed the game. I don't need to go through it again right now. I just kind of wish I was, because a couple of my friends had just started it a couple of days ago, and like I was just messaging my friend Rich, who just beat Kraid earlier today, and I'm like, man, I want to play this game again right now. I just want to go start from scratch and jump back in and go in knowing what I already know, and that'll be awesome. But
yeah, it's a testament to how fun that game is to play.
It really is. It feels so good. But
I felt very similarly playing through like Guacamelee. It was like, man, I just really, really am having a good time playing this, and I know I just beat it, but I'm gonna play through it again, man. Whatever. Like, this is just really fun.
It is a blast to play, and I love it, and I can't wait to play it again. Hopefully it's not that long from now, because, gosh dingity dang, that was a good time. But I have been playing. I did dive back all the way back into Axiom Verge 2, which has also been awesome. Man, that game's good, and it does the thing that I don't really remember any of the exact details of it in the first one because it's been so long since I played it. But it does that thing where you think you know what kind of item you're going to get to progress, and the game throws just a completely different thing at you. Like, Oh, that's just, I mean, I was, so since we all have to take showers at my parents' house now because my bathroom's out of commission, I took my son over to take a shower and I was hanging out in the living room playing my Switch. And
Right.
I,
Not spending quality time with your parents, certainly.
oh, they weren't there.
Oh,
I mean, my dad was there, but he was like in the middle of watching something. He was just like, all right, I'm going back to my TV. Like, all right, Dad. My mom.
Good to see you, son. Good to see you, kid. Fuck off. Could have watched Matlock.
He was probably watching some documentary or something, but I'm sitting there on the couch playing Axiom Verge, and there's these little portals into this other dimension, and
Yeah.
spoiler alert for anybody who doesn't want to know what the power-ups are in this game, just spoilers. There's your note. I don't know where Evan's spoiler thingy is, and I'm the one who's going to be editing this week, so consider this your spoiler warning if you don't want to know any of the power-ups in Axiom Verge 2. I'm sure you don't actually care that much.
I don't. I don't. I will forget by the time I get around to playing it. So
there are these like portals, and then I started seeing portals in places that I couldn't get to. So naturally, my assumption is I will get some sort of item that will get me through these walls so that I can get to these portals. Especially since there was one behind a gate. It's like, well, there's just going to be some sort of switch to open that gate. Now I have to find it. Instead, I got an item that lets me pull portals toward myself.
Sure. Why not?
And that just...
I love that
it
shit,
just
though.
opened up so much more of the map to me. I'm just thinking, oh my god, there's so many of these things that I just thought I needed to get to that room from another angle. Not even like that I need to open a door or that I got something that would break through a wall. Just be like, well, there's a whole room over there. But now I can pull this portal over here, go to the other dimension, move a few inches, and then zoom myself back, and now I'm in that room, and I can explore that area. It's brilliant.
That's so cool.
It's so good. And
subverting expectations like that are especially in a genre that has some very, very well established tropes, is just awesome.
Yeah, thought I was going to get a double jump. Got something else instead. It was awesome. Just, I mean, it just continues to impress me. It's not as, I guess, flashy. Flashy is not the right word. It's not as like actively fun to play as Metroid Dread. Like, you know how controlling Samus is just an absolute joy. She's just like, she's fast and agile. This definitely does not have that exact feeling, but it's like, it's so freaking clever, and I really want more of that in the next Metroid game. Like, obviously Dread's been a decent success. We don't know how successful yet, but it's definitely been more successful than Samus Returns. There's no question in my head about that.
Just as a quick aside, like, I was seeing some stuff about that of like, Samus Returns didn't do very well. I was like, wow, I'm really surprised by that.
I was just like we were saying on the show, we did not want to play it on our 3DSs. We wanted to play it on Switch, and so did everyone.
No, sure.
Nobody wanted to buy 3DS games at that point. Nobody.
But it was still a new Metroid. You know, like, you suck it up and you play it.
Apparently, a lot of people did not agree with you.
Yeah, well, fuck.
Yeah.
They missed out on a really good game.
They did. And there's also a really large, loud contingent of people who did play it who didn't like it, which is also a reason I assume a lot of people didn't buy it, is because there were a lot of people that were very loud about how they hated that game. And they hated the parry mechanic. And, like, I understand that criticism. I absolutely do. I don't agree that it ruins the game. I thought the parry mechanic was pretty great, although it's way better in Dread. I just thought it was a fascinating game, and it's a shame that more people didn't play it. But regardless of that, when we get another 2D Metroid game, I want it to take more of that kind of approach to power-ups, because the power-ups are very cool, and some of them are new and interesting, but on the whole, we're still like grapple beam, screw attack, gravity jump, all that stuff, and you expect that, and I want all that stuff, but I want some other weird shit too, like a handful of like that little zippy dash move you get in Dread is amazing and super useful. I used the heck out of it, but remember how cool it was the first time you got the speed booster? Like, now it's always been cool to get that since then, but I want another like a couple of game changer type power-ups like Axiom Verge, where it's just like, I did not expect this kind of power-up, and it makes me rethink how to traverse this area of the game. That's what I want in the next Metroid. I want a little bit more of that, because Axiom Verge 2 is so good in such a different way than Dread is. It's awesome.
Yeah, I think that goes back to what you were saying, like one of your complaints about Dread, is that she ends up on all of these weird alien planets, and because we have played as many Metroid games as we have, like, all of her power-ups are just kind of commonplace now. Give me some weird alien shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, you're interacting with these weird alien statues, and it's like, oh, this weird alien statue just happens to have a perfectly pedestrian, I can jump higher. Like, that's, I don't know, make it weird.
And, like, on one hand, it makes a degree of sense that you find the Chozo statues and they have the upgrades for your Chozo outfit, but I think now that we're done with they said this was all part of the same thing, right? This is the 5th and final chapter of the original Metroid saga. Right. So now when we move on to the next thing, I want to see more creativity in that department. Like, I am in no way complaining that stuff wasn't in Dread, because I think Dread really was exactly the right kind of game for what it was trying to accomplish. But now that there's an actual bright future for the Metroid franchise, that's the kind of stuff I want to start seeing. I want to see some really crazy, awesome creativity come out of it.
Yeah.
Because that's what made us fall in love with Metroid in the first place. You know, it was so weird the way that Samus would jump and flip through the air, and the screw attack was weird, the grapple beam was new, the speed booster and the gravity jump and all that stuff. Like, it was really, really crazy and awesome.
The morph ball.
Yeah, the morph ball, exactly. Like
right away, you start off and it's like, wow, this is fucking strange.
This is strange. Man. It makes no sense, and I'm totally into it.
I'm super into it. It's got this really weird alien music. The first one felt so alien.
Uh-huh. So did the second one.
Know?
So did.
Yeah.
Actually, you know, the first 3 really felt very alien. I mean, just thinking about all the areas in Super Metroid, getting in all the weird, they don't make any sense, but they don't have to, because they're supposed to be alien. They're supposed to not make sense.
Doesn't have to make sense, Lois. Beautiful.
Love it. Any Hoosers, this is not something that I was expecting. Did you know there was a Frogger TV show?
I saw that and went right on past it. I thought, that's not some shit I need to be a part of.
I went to a friend's wedding, and the one friend that I was with at the wedding was like, did you know they made a Frogger TV show? I was like, oh my God, I thought I heard about that, and then I completely forgot about it. He's like, yeah, it's like The Floor is Lava, but Frogger.
Yeah,
and my kids were like...
sound like something I want to be a part of.
My kids were totally into Floor is Lava, and like, okay, it's fine. It's got its funny moments. It's a silly show, and it's not something I want to watch a lot of, but it's like inoffensive, and my curiosity was just beyond piqued at that point. I'm like, all right, fine. What the hell is a Frogger TV show? So it's hosted by Damon Wayans and some white dude.
Not Mario Lopez?
Not Mario Lopez.
That is already disappointing.
Yeah, it's not Mario Lopez. And it is exactly how he described it. It's like that show, The Floor is Lava, where it's like an obstacle course, but everything's over water. And a bunch of people who are definitely not athletes
so us
try to get from point A to point B. And like they do you are the Frogger, and you have to get from the beginning, to the other side, or like on the way you have to stop and like get something and bring it somewhere else. It's just an obstacle course show over water that's themed like the video game Frogger, which is ridiculous. And
very
either like 2 people compete, and then 2 more compete, and then 2 more compete, and then the 3 winners go to the boss stage, where they have to fight Boss Toad, which is like this big farting thing where they have to go around collecting little baby Froggers. And it's certainly a thing.
I was going to say, that sounds terrible. You're not selling it.
I'm not trying to. I mean, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. I think I like Flora's Lava.
It's not the Many
more.
Saints of Newark.
No, it's not. It's not. I think if I'm looking for something of that level of stupid, I think Flora's Lava is just the right level of stupid, because this has a bigger budget than that.
Yeah.
And it also has, 2 hosts doing color commentary, and I don't know.
That's wild.
But it uses like sound effects and like so they show the how you're supposed to get through the obstacle course using original arcade Frogger sound effects and graphics of like the frog jumping through like a video game interpretation of this weird shit that they're about to do on the show. Like, okay, that's weird. My son loved it. He was so into it. John was like, I want to watch another one, and I want to watch another one. It's great. So the next day, I was like, "Hey, John, come downstairs with me." Stood in front of the Frogger, in front of the old arcade cabinet down here, booted up Frogger, and introduced him to the world of Frogger. And he really enjoyed that too. He actually got one whole frog all the way across.
Nice.
I was very impressed with him.
Frogger is such a good game.
It is. It's great.
It's so fun.
It's an absolute classic. I have no idea what made someone think that game should be a TV show.
Yeah.
Like, it's a weird thing when you look at it. Like, this is definitely a TV obstacle course game show based on the Frogger video game. I don't know why it is, though. I have no idea how this happened. It just...
They tried to do it with Moon Patrol first, and it just failed spectacularly. Gravity's a son of a bitch.
They were losing a lot of money on those buggies. So we played
and there was
arcade...
the failed Defender obstacle course show.
Oh, man.
Just kept shooting the contestants in spaceships. What are we even doing with our lives? This is ridiculous.
Launching the contestants into space in the first place was always going to be a bad idea. And then when they start like kidnapping random members of the audience and converting them into cyborgs, like...
The budget was just prohibitively expensive.
It was out of control. There were lawsuits from family members being like, you turned my husband into a cyborg, like, against his will, but they signed the release,
But just terrible. Just terrible.
So we then transitioned over to the PlayStation 1 Frogger, which I love.
Which is good.
Yeah, we had a good time with that. And that was our Frogger experience. That was a big part of my last week, was like, holy crap, there's a Frogger TV show, and I've seen it, and I never want to see it again.
I've seen it, and I've seen enough of it.
Yeah, I think he's already over it, too, which makes me happy. But it's probably going to show back up on, family TV night one of these nights, and it'll be it's fine. And that's the thing, it's fine. It's not horribly offensive. It's just I can't imagine wanting to watch this more than once or twice.
Yeah, I will say that I am so much more excited that our family movie and family TV nights are like, oh, we're gonna watch The Crow now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad my kids are at that age.
Not involving the kids, but I did we had a night, that kind of an extra night where we were gonna do some stuff. And we were gonna watch a movie together.
Yeah, you were.
And
yeah, we were gonna do some stuff.
Yeah.
Keep going.
We wound up watching the 2016 Ghostbusters.
Oh, that movie's awful.
I didn't hate it. I didn't...
Really?
I mean, I didn't love it. I don't ever want to really... I have no interest in seeing it again, but I definitely laughed at a bunch of it. I definitely didn't laugh at a bunch of it. There were a lot of jokes that didn't land. But I looked at it and was like, yeah, I don't see what the fuss is about. I mean, I understand, obviously, what the fuss was about. But...
No, sure.
I don't know. It's just fine.
I don't know. I think that was just another one that I was super disappointed because I really like all of the women involved in that.
Yeah, I don't
really like them.
I don't have any connection. I don't have much of a connection to Ghostbusters because I didn't grow up with it. I think the first movie's great, but I didn't grow up with it, so I don't have a nostalgic connection.
Brilliant.
And and I have no feelings at all for those women. Like, what's it? Kate McKinnon was pretty great, but I don't...
Kate McKinnon is a fucking national treasure. I like Melissa McCarthy.
See,
a lot.
I'm a big Gilmore Girls fan, so like I loved Melissa McCarthy from that show, but I don't really like her goofball comedy stuff very much. So I don't know. She
I can
was
see that.
she was very take it or leave it for me. She was fine, and then like Kristen Wiig, was that who that?
Kristen Wiig, yeah.
Yeah, I don't find her particularly interesting. Nothing really against her. Just like I don't think she's all that. Her sense of humor isn't for me that much.
Sure.
And who's the other? What's that?
Leslie Jones.
Leslie Jones. Yeah, she's really hit or miss with me. Like sometimes she's funny, but most of the time I'm just like, nah, I don't think so.
Yeah, see, like I have been really, really into SNL.
Yeah,
for the last
and you know,
number of years.
Me, I don't think SNL's very funny, so that's the reason I avoided the movie because I don't think SNL's very funny.
You are missing out, man. The last couple of years have been legitimately really good.
Chris Hemsworth was really
honestly,
funny in that.
Truly. Who's
Chris
that?
Hemsworth? He was hilarious.
Oh yeah, he was good. I don't know. I expected a lot more because I know how funny the four of them are. I don't know.
I think that's the big
disappointed.
difference. Is I expected nothing. I
Yeah,
wasn't sure what to
yeah.
expect because I know a large quantity of people hated it because it was women Ghostbusters, and those were the
That
loudest
is not
voices.
why I hated it.
And I don't know. Karen and I were like, "Yeah, this was fine. This was fun. I laughed." I think she liked it more than I did, but still, I didn't hate it. Never gonna watch it again,
Yeah,
but I didn't
that's
hate
fair.
it. So
Yeah, I never understood. They're like, oh, this is girl Ghostbusters. Fuck this shit. It's like they didn't recast the movie. Like, fuck off. These are different characters. You're not allowed to be mad at that.
it didn't. Yeah, it didn't feel like
You're just not.
it didn't feel like it was doing any sort of disservice to the original. Like,
No.
that was one thing I didn't get, was that it was some sort of ruining of the Ghostbusters franchise. No, I mean, this, it doesn't seem like it's
'cause,
doing
like,
anything disrespectful, and in fact, everybody was
there's
even
just-
in it. I thought the cameos were pretty
yeah.
clever.
There's certain stories that you can't just redo for the sake of like, oh, I'm gonna redo this just because I want a new take on this or whatever. That shit just can't happen with certain stories. But with Ghostbusters, like, that's not at all what they did. They just told a new
Yeah, exactly.
Ghostbusters
They didn't even tell the same story. They just,
it was completely new.
again,
Th-
it's not the greatest movie in the world, but it certainly was not the worst thing I've ever seen.
if they change Wonder Woman to a man, like, you could be mad at that. That fundamentally changes the fucking story. And then you get Wonder Man, and that he sucks. but like, there's I don't know. I always found that shit super weird.
Sorry for the diversion there. Back to video games.
Yes. On with the chlorophyll.
I would love to talk about N64 and Genesis games on Switch, but they, I think, just came out like maybe about 20 minutes ago.
Oh, really? I haven't even looked.
I don't know why they say October 25th if they're not going to release it. If you're going to just delay it till tomorrow in the United States. Just for this side of the world, it's coming out tomorrow. Like October 20th, the day's mostly over. Whatever.
Yeah, Japan changes over on pad at 9:00 at night for us. So, I don't know. That's when, like, there was a new collab that started last night, so Monday in Japan, the new Prince of Tennis, which, I have no idea, but whatever. So, like, at 9:00, I was like, oh, I'm going to roll my shit.
Anyways, all right, I got a couple more things. Let's see. We're waiting on N64 games. Oh, Horizon Chase Turbo got DLC. It's that the Senna dude, the guy who does the F1 racing. I don't know what his first name is, but it's Senna. And
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It's great.
Good. I'm so glad.
It's like, I didn't really imagine that it would feel all that different. But it really is. It feels like a cross between Horizon Chase Turbo and Pole Position.
Oh, that's super cool.
What else is super cool is that you're literally playing through his career. So, like, the object isn't necessarily to win every race. It'll be like, all right, here is a race early in his career, and what you should do in this is get third place or higher, because he finished in third in real life. But in order to advance, you have to get third place or higher. You have to not fuel up on the second lap and use all your turbos. Like, they put these, like, 3 specific things on each race to go through the career mode. And it's really cool.
That is very cool.
I just love it. And then every couple of races, if you get all those little achievement things done, then you get a little bit, like, a little small thing about his career of, like, you know, what made this guy such a special guy to people in Brazil and whatnot. It's really such a lovingly made thing. It's just wonderful. It was like $6 for the DLC, and it was 150,000% worth it.
That's awesome.
Any Hoosers, let's see. That was all I played. Advance Wars got delayed into next year.
Yeah, I was kind of figuring that was going to happen, because it was like, we just haven't even mentioned this. Like, it was in that direct, and then radio silence. Like, that doesn't bode well, does it?
Yeah,
and indeed it didn't.
I feel like it was never gonna come out at the end of this year, and that's fine. They put out a whole thing on Twitter, just needs more time, and I'm like, all right, do it.
Take your time.
What the hell do I care? Go nuts. I have it pre-ordered. I'll buy it when it comes out. I got no shortage of things to play. I'm actually hoping to take that chunk of time and put it towards trying to do Psychonauts on the Xbox.
Nice.
But that's...
You know I support that decision.
Yeah, and I do want to do it. I was thinking, like, oh, I should try to do Psychonauts 2, but I'm like, no, I'm not going to drop $60. I put Psychonauts 2 on my Christmas list, and I want to play the original before I play the sequel. So I have that. Yeah. That's what I want to do.
I am very interested in the new Guardians of the Galaxy game that just came out.
It's getting great reviews. Like,
it really
and
is.
The reviews are all like, I'm genuinely surprised at how this is good.
Yeah, how this is fun and, like, respectful to the characters. It's not just, like, an obvious money grab at any... Like, it's just a well-made, video game.
And hooray for that. Oh, also hooray for, there's a, yay, Metroid Dread getting the Tetris 99 theme this weekend.
Nice.
Yay! I'm going to play the heck out of that. All right, sorry, go on. Guardians of the Galaxy, Yep.
No, that was it. Like, I'm very interested in getting that. I don't think I'm going to drop $60 on it. I'll probably wait till it, like, that feels like a game that I'm going to get for $30 on Black Friday. Mm-hmm. I don't know why that just feels like a game that's going to go on sale for Black Friday. Uh-huh. And we're now close enough to Black Friday where I can wait. You know what I mean? Like, I have other stuff that I need to play. I have other stuff that I can play that I want to play. I have to finish Dread. I have to get Axiom Verge 2 at some point, because that has to be in the discussion for Game of the Year, and I need to know.
Yeah.
I need to know where it sits.
If I get a good deal on Psychonauts...
I know what my Game of the Year is. That's not... I don't think that's going to be a shock to anybody, but the rest of the list...
That's where you want to have that conversation, and that's why I do want to try and get to Psychonauts 2 before we do our Game of the Year discussion, which unfortunately, we'll have, till the end of January, I think, before we really do that. And I'd like...
Because we're lazy.
I'd like to say I can get to Psychonauts 2 by then... but I will also be looking for deals on that game around Black Friday. Like, maybe that will, have a...
I could see that.
Yeah. Who knows? Well, that's all I got. I'm just seeing pictures of people, loading up the Genesis and N64 apps on their Switches now. And I'm going to be one of those suckers for sure.
So for the pricing on that, right, did you have to opt into that, or does it automatically switch you over?
You have to opt into it, which I've been trying to for all day, and it wasn't available yet. So apparently it is available to opt into now, which I will do, and then I'm looking forward to messing around with them, because I'm a sucker.
Yeah, I don't even think I'm going to opt into it anytime soon. I'm just not that interested.
No, I do not recommend this for most people. It's not a very good value.
Yeah, we didn't even really talk about it, and we don't really have time to do it now.
No, we didn't, but
it's really not.
No, I mean, it makes sense for me because I'm doing the whole Animal Crossing DLC thing, and like, I know that's a whole thing that you don't actually get to keep it for all eternity, but you do get to keep like certain things that you get from it. And if you do let your subscription lapse, I don't really care. I spent about $950 before the Switch was even announced on original Virtual Console stuff.
Wow.
That's a lot of... That's not me, like, guessing. That was... I had to send my Wii U in for repairs. They had to delete all of my software, so they reimbursed me for everything that I had bought. And it was like $960 some odd dollars or something in Wii points, which was fucking insane. Because it took me like a week to re-download everything. But...
And they're all games you already owned.
They actually weren't. A lot of them, I mean, many of them were, but...
A lot of them were.
Yeah, a lot of them were, but then a lot of, like, that's how I played the Turrican games. I don't own Super Turrican. That game's like $1 billion. Like, it was the Turrican games, the Indiana Jones Super Nintendo games... there was a handful of, like, a couple of Master System games I hadn't played before, like Wonder Boy the Dragon's Trap, was how I played that. It was really cool that they would put those kinds of games on there for me to try. But I also wound up buying a bunch of stuff that I never wound up getting around to trying. I was like, I should buy that and try that another time. I spent a lot of money on that. Then I think of, like, well, Nintendo Switch Online is $20 a year. Sure, it's fewer games, but I'm spending about the same amount of time with it as I did with Virtual Console. Is it really even at the $80 a year to get the N64 and Genesis games? Like,
I thought it was 50, or it's 80
for the family plan. Yeah, for the family plan, because I'm doing the family plan, so it's like $30 a year for me right now. And yeah, it still seems like it's a pretty solid value to me. Like, if I do this for 9 years, I'm still coming out ahead of what I spent on Virtual Console. Right? Like, that's insane. Wow. Yeah. So, sure. I would play. I've finally played some of Demon's Crest. That's right. I played the first, like, 10 minutes of Demon's Crest. I was like, oh, shit, this is good. I should continue playing this. And then I forgot to keep playing it because Metroid came out. Son of a bitch. I'll get back to it. But...
Give me a drink.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm not buying that controller, though. I really want to. I really want to blow $50 on a wireless Nintendo 64 controller for my Switch to never use because I don't like that controller.
No, it's not a good controller.
But the sheer absurdity of it, I can't even consider dropping $50 on a wireless 3-button Genesis controller.
No, the fact that it's just the 3-button controller. Fuck yourself.
And the 6 buttons in Japan. Like, I could just import that one. But at that point, why?
Just get fucked.
Yeah, get all the way fucked.
Every which way. That is such bullshit.
I really need to know. Bullshit. I really need to know. And this is why I'm itching to download this, like, immediately. Like, when we go on break, I'm going to go grab the Switch and download it while we're doing commercials. Shit, I didn't write commercials for this week. Oh, well.
Oh, my God.
Figure that out. But I need to know if I can use my Super Nintendo controller to play Dr. Mario 64. That's what I need to know.
Have to know. Have to. Not an option.
Because I don't see why I wouldn't be able to, but, like, I hope it's not soft locked out of, like, sorry, this doesn't have an analog stick. You can't play the N64 app with this. You just can't do it. I don't think that's not how it works on other games. Like, I can use the Super Nintendo controller on a bunch of games that I can't actually move the character with because I don't have an analog stick, but I can make it link up, you know? I can make it do things when I press buttons. So, fingers crossed that's the case. But we are going to take ourselves a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to do the 10, 20, 30, 40 for October. You're listening to the Stone Age Gamer podcast from geekade.com. Stick around. And now, here's a quick look at some of the other original content available now from our partners and geekade.com. All right, Well, we're gonna do some commercials. We're gonna do them differently this time because we're just gonna go ahead. Dan, what do you want to promote?
I want to promote my rescue, safeathomerescue.org. We just got a whole mess of puppies and older dogs dropped off to us last week. I got bit by a fucking dog on yesterday when we were recording. Yeah, I got the bite marks on my arm right now. Trying to help these dogs out. One dog, this is actually fucking heartbreaking. We got one dog in that the vet said that she doesn't think that the dog had eaten anything in the last 6 weeks or so. And we tried to like put her on fluids to jump because her kidneys shut down, right? She went into complete renal failure. So we tried to restart her kidneys. But we ended up having to put her down, unfortunately, which is like the first dog that we've lost since starting the rescue, which is very, very heartbreaking. But her treatment still cost money. You know, like we spend the money to try and save the dogs' lives, and it gets to a point where we just have to say, that there's no going forward with this particular dog. So if you would like to donate any amount, really does go to help at safeathomerescue.org. We lost one, but so far since we started this like 2 months ago, we've already saved 14, which is huge, and we are expecting a big dump of dogs before the Christmas season. So any little bit that anybody could donate would be great, and I will love you forever. But you all already know that.
All right. Well, in the realm of things that are considerably less important to the overall world than saving lots of dogs, I'm starting a cat rescue. I'm just kidding.
Fuck you. Nobody likes cats.
It's called Safe Away from Home.
Safe at somebody else's home.
I will rescue them in your house. No, I'm going to go ahead and...
You're such a dick.
I'm just going to go ahead and plug the work I've been trying to do on the Stone Age Gamer YouTube channel. I've been putting a lot of new effort. I mean, since we started doing the videos on there, I've been putting a ton of effort into trying to make those better and more exciting and more interesting. And let's see, this last one that I did I was pretty proud of. It was my idea to do an NES Essentials Kit. Like, not really a kit, but like, so we have all these weird little individual things that you can't really do a whole video on, like the cleaning kit for the NES kind of thing, but they're
right.
Good things to have, like if you're trying to get your NES up and running. And it really came about because we got these AV cables in that do stereo for the NES. They don't actually create stereo sound, but they split, because the original NES only had the yellow and the red. It
right.
splits the red into the red and the white, so it doubles the audio, one for each speaker. It just makes it sound more full.
Which is awesome.
It is awesome, and it's like a couple of bucks. So I did a whole video with all these little bits in it. It's called NES Essentials Kit Overview over on the YouTube channel, and go watch it. And I'm doing countdowns now. Oh, I did the top 5 Metroid title screens, and tomorrow I'm hoping to record the my top 5 instruction manuals, which is going to be a lot of fun.
Is Kid Icarus on there? I feel like it has to be somewhere.
It actually isn't.
Wow.
If I had a top 10, it would make the cut, but I figured out my top 5, and no, Kid Icarus was not one of them. It's good. It's very good. And in fact, I might even throw it in with my existing 3-way tie, which is my number 3 spot, but
Of course it is.
Of course it is. But yeah, that's my plug. For all this great content and animals and more.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
It was good,
Geekade.
Kris. Well done.
Sold. Do it. Neither of those things had anything to do with Geekade.
No. Do we still have something to do with Geekade? I don't remember.
All day, every day.
Yes. All day, day.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, I gotta go grab that NES controller, because I'm gonna try it as soon as this stuff downloads. Live on the show.
Oh my god, this is taking so long.
It's currently down. I updated my
riveted.
We're back, by the way. I updated my.
Oh, are we?
I mean, I don't know. I'll edit it in, but I updated my subscription for the discounted rate for the year, and now it's currently downloading N64 games. And as soon as that's done, I'm gonna crack this thing open. I'm gonna use my Super Nintendo controller.
I don't think you should crack it.
Oh, I'm cracking it open.
It's gonna work very well if that's what you end up doing.
Let me go grab that controller.
I mean, God bless you.
Dan, vamp. I'll be right back. Fill the
God
airs.
Bless you fill the airs with what?
Whatever. My headphones aren't on. I can't hear you anymore.
I'll just giggle the whole time then. I don't know. What did I do last time? Last time I read poetry, and not a one of you fuckers commented about it, by the way, which was hurtful. I didn't care for that very much. So... You know, let's see. Dad jokes, maybe? I know Evan's a big fan of dad jokes. Let's do dad jokes. Let's see. I'm just going to pull up some dad jokes. We're just going to go through them. Here we go. So, did you guys, did you hear about the guy? This is going with the theme earlier in the show. Did you hear about the guy that dipped his testicles in glitter? It's pretty nuts, right? It's really fucking funny. It's really funny. So I was wondering if any of you guys know why Teslas cost so much.
Headphones on.
It's because they charge a lot. I'm in the middle of dad jokes here.
Okay.
Chris, hold on.
All right, go ahead. We're almost done downloading the Genesis app. How fun.
Oh, good. Yeah, I still got time. I think you're going to like the first one I put in there. I won't say it again. I'll just leave it for you for when you're editing.
That's exciting.
So I did want to come clean and let our listeners know that I have a phobia of bows and arrows. The thought of them makes me quiver.
Ha!
Quiver, Chris. You get it?
Oh, I get it.
Over the pandemic, I had a lot of free time on my hands, Chris. So I wrote a musical for men with erectile dysfunction. The problem was it was a flop. Nobody came. Oh, man. That's pretty good.
I think I just fucked this up. Did it just let me buy?
I don't know what you did.
I don't know what I did
while you're trying to figure out what you did, Chris. I was wondering if you knew what was big and white and can't climb trees.
I don't know what.
A fridge. So
nicely done.
What do you call a dog who joins the Navy?
I don't know what.
A subwoofer.
Ooh, I like that one.
That one's pretty good, right?
That's well done. Well played, sir.
Yeah, the one thing that I forgot to mention earlier, it was actually pretty it's been kind of like it's been weird, right? Because I lost my mood ring earlier today and I just don't know how to feel about it. So there we go. All right, dad jokes, but all right, back in, said Jesus.
Okay. Here we are. One player.
So you bought a subscription.
I bought.
Which is
I
great.
upgraded the thing. There's my N64 games. I'm moving it around with the Super Nintendo controller. Come on, Dr. Mario 64. Please work for me. God, this game is good.
Are you like fucking Rick Moranis in Little Shop of Horrors? Grow for me.
Looks like it works. Oh my god, I can play Dr. Mario 64.
Please.
This is the best version of Dr. Mario ever, and I can finally play it with with a non-Nintendo 64 controller. Oh, I can do it. It works. I'm so happy.
Man, that's awesome. You just paid $80 to do something you could do on an emulator for 20 years now.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do?
That was hurtful. I'm sorry. I didn't mean...
Yeah, well, you know me. I could have done it on an emulator, but not the way I wanted to. And you know what?
Right.
You know what? You're not 100% right there. Maybe people can do it on an emulator, but I clearly can't because I still can't use a wireless controller on my goddamn Raspberry Pi.
That's true.
That's
very true.
People can do things. I am not those people. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, well, there's my game selection here. We've got Dr. Mario, Ocarina of Time, Mario Kart 64, Mario Tennis, The Immortal Winback, Super Mario 64,
Jesus Christ.
Star Fox 64, Sin and Punishment, hell yeah, and Yoshi's Story.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, Sin and Punishment. I love that they made N64 artwork for this. They made US N64 Sin and Punishment artwork.
Yeah,
it's so awesome. I'm so happy about it. No, this is awesome. This is a...
What do you call two witches that live together, by the way? Just wondering if you knew.
I don't know what.
Broommates.
Ooh. That's...
Tell that to John tomorrow. It's going to get a big fucking laugh on the way to school.
No, it's going to get an...
Oh, we're at that point now?
He groans
Excellent.
at all of my dad jokes, but he's smiling when he does it, so...
That's excellent.
Oh, it does the Sega thing, the Sega voice when you load up the Sega one. It goes, Sega. That's great. All right, Bloodlines, Hardcore, Mean Bean Machine, Echo the Dolphin. Yeah, there it is. Golden Axe, Shining Force, Ristar, Phantasy Star 4, Musha, Gunstar Heroes, Shinobi 3, Sonic 2, Streets of Rage 2, and Strider. Finally, a version of Sonic 2 I can actually play on my Switch. Because holy crap, that Sega Genesis collection on Switch is the most broken crap. It's so broken. I hate it.
I'm sorry.
This, on the other hand, this controls like a dream. Zero lag. Oh, I'm so happy right now. I like Sonic 2. Anyway, 10, 20, 30, 40. There we go. That was some riveting entertainment for you people. I know you wanted...
This is what the people want to know 4 days after they've done it themselves.
For the pupils.
For the pupils.
All right, let's see. We're going to do the 10, 20, 30, 40 here. We're going to talk about important releases from October, and I'm glad we killed time this month, because next month is going to be a bitch.
Yeah, it always is, man. November's big.
Oh, next month is both the GameCube and Xbox launches. So that's like, we're just skipping the top half of the episode next month.
That's right.
We're just going right to the business here. But all right, speaking
That's right.
of
no witty banter.
Speaking of the main event,
next week.
Hulk Hogan's main event came out for Xbox 360 in October of 2011.
So good. I don't even know what that is.
I don't remember this game existing. It was.
I don't either.
Oh my! All right, I just have to send you the cover art. This is.
I'm looking it up.
Just look at the cover art. Everything you need to know about is right there.
Hulk Hogan's main event. I mean, how there was never a rockin' wrestling game, I don't understand. Oh God, this looks bad.
It was a Kinect game from Majesco.
Oh my God!
How did I never hear about this?
For a lot of good reasons, I think. Jesus Christ, this looks stupid.
Yeah, but you would have imagined that. You know, Hulk Hogan's face on a giant 360 game that's all motion controls. Somebody would have been talking about this, right?
Good God. This is bad. I don't ever want to talk about this again. Moving on.
Anyway, let's see. God Hand hit PSN. Dark Souls, the original Dark Souls, came out for PS3 and 360 in October.
Game's really hard. I just don't have time for it. I wish I did. It's really good. It's really good.
That's what they tell me.
Really hard. You would hate it.
Would I?
I think so.
I don't know if I would hate it. I have it.
I think you would.
Mike Sheridan gave it to me. It's sitting right over there.
I think you would hate it a lot.
I don't know. I mean, I really enjoyed Metroid. That game was really hard. I really enjoyed...
Yeah,
I like really hard games.
It's a very different kind of hard.
That's what she said.
Oh, did she? You guys have been married a while. I don't think she did. She was like, that'll do. At least that's what I hear. I'm like, nah, okay, I guess. I guess that's fine. It's better than ew, get it away from me, I suppose.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Let's see what else happened this month of interest. Just Dance 3. Oh, Spider-Man Edge of Time. Which one was that?
Yeah, Spider-Man Edge of Time is really good.
Which one?
So that was building off of the like the Ultimate Spider-Man engine.
It's a sequel to Shattered Dimensions.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. I was struggling for it. Yeah, these games were really cool, man. I really liked them. They did a really good job with it. They had really, like, graphics were really cool. They were really fun to play. Like, they actually worked, and, like, controlling Spider-Man just felt really good. Spider-Man 2099, I think, played a big part in this one. I think was, like, the main alternate shit. Like, it was good.
Yeah, it looks like it got pretty middling reviews.
Sure, because it was old at that point.
Yeah, a lot of people said it didn't really quite live up to the previous one, Shattered Dimensions.
Yeah, Shattered Dimensions is outstanding. Like, Ultimate Spider-Man is great. Shattered Dimensions is outstanding. This one was, like, more of the same. It was good. I liked it.
Oh, then we got Aliens Infestation.
Yeah,
that was the DS WayForward game, the like Metroidvania type of game. I never got around to playing that. I heard it was great though.
I was gonna say I don't believe I've played this. I'm sure it's great.
Yeah, I've heard very good things about this game.
Have I played this? I don't fucking remember.
Could have sworn you had said that you had played it, but maybe I'm thinking of that.
I might have.
Might be thinking of that. The Mummy game, Mummy Demastered.
No, I definitely played the Mummy one. I don't remember if I played this. I'm getting old, Kris.
I know the feeling.
It's hard to remember a lot of this shit. At Dead Rising 2, people really like the Dead Rising games. They never really blew my skirt up, but
oh boy, here's a big one. It's the original Skylanders. Often forgetting that Skylanders was in fact a Spyro the Dragon spin-off, because this was called Skylanders Spyro's Adventure.
Yeah, this like really turned into a whole thing and took on a life of its own.
It did, yeah.
And it is just deader than fucking Dillinger now, man.
Yeah, they ran that shit into the ground. But boy, did they make a lot of money before they did. They did. Working at Toys R Us during this craze.
That was crazy.
It was nuts. That made toy stores very happy, because it was like, all right,
yeah,
we can fill up a whole lot of shelves with a whole lot of shit that people are going to buy a whole lot of. Ratchet and Clank,
and they were all like,
for one? What the hell was this?
This was one of the, like, hey, there's like a new Ratchet and Clank game every 6 weeks.
It's the third.
They just kept coming
it's
out.
A spin-off one. What is it?
Was this the
4-player cooperative multiplayer, which allows for drop in, drop out. Okay, yeah, they really farted out a lot of Ratchet and Clank games.
They did, and they are the quality that you would expect for a bunch of farted out Ratchet and Clank games. All pretty decent, but like, you know, not great. You skipped over the big one though, or are you saving that one?
I don't know. What did I skip over?
Arkham City.
Oh, shit. I didn't even see that there. It was right under Spyro. Yeah, Arkham City. That was a big deal.
That game was out-fucking-standing. Outstanding. Those Batman games are so good. Even the problems that I had with the third one, just like where a lot of it just got, you know, kind of repetitive and whatnot. After Arkham Asylum, which was so cool and was like, oh my God, this is such a great way to do a Batman game.
Yeah.
Then Arkham City came out, and it was like the whole city is just the prison, and you've got all these different characters taking over different spots in the city, and the Catwoman stuff was great, and the Penguin stuff was great. Oh my God, this game is so good. It's so good. I love this game.
I really should have played it.
You really should have.
I really liked the first one, and then I got distracted by Metroid Prime Trilogy like a goober.
So it's always Metroid that distracts
Like,
you.
I love Metroid Prime, but, like, I had played those games before. I was like, yeah, but now I can play them again in widescreen.
But now I could do it one more time.
Okay. But this new Batman game is great, but I'm a whore. So...
Oh, man. I would highly recommend going back and playing through Arkham Asylum and playing through Arkham City and skipping Arkham Knight. Which makes me sad, because like there was some really cool stuff in there, but there was just some also really, really frustrating stuff in there. Kind of the same way that Spider-Man game was, of like Play through Ultimate, play through Shattered Dimensions. You could probably skip Edge of Time. It was good. Like an Arkham Knight was good, but it is man, Arkham City was just so cool. Penguin is so cool in this game. Good stuff.
It's a hell of a sentence. The Penguin is so cool.
Right? I love the Penguin. Penguin's one of my favorite villains.
Penguin's a fantastic villain. It's just not. He's just not usually the kind of guy I refer to as cool.
No, but like this version of the Penguin, so like he didn't have a monocle. He had the end of a bottle busted off and embedded in his face. It was like, oh my God, that's crazy.
Yikes.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I do quote the Penguin all the time, though. Like, all the time. And in fact, I used it just last night. My daughter hadn't slept. We stayed over at her cousin's house, and she just stayed up all night, and against our advice, and then she wasn't eating all day long. She didn't want to eat the kind of food that they had there. She didn't want to eat, so she was just like having a real rough 5-year-old time, and throwing a hissy fit. And she didn't want to eat the chicken nuggets that were there. And I said, well, it could be worse. Your nose could be gushing blood.
It's either that or, all right, Max, I'll be mayor, that I quote more often than not from that movie.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
It holds up, man.
I should watch that this Christmas, because it's totally a Christmas season movie.
Oh, it's totally a Christmas movie.
God, I haven't seen
fucking Michael Keaton,
yeah.
Christopher Walken, Danny DeVito.
Played the stinking city like a harp from hell.
Badass Michelle Pfeiffer just pop meow. Shit blows up.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking great.
What
man.
a movie.
Yeah. And then, boy, did it come off the rails. I'm so excited, though. Did you watch that Flash trailer?
Yes, I did.
With the Michael Keaton voiceover?
Yeah.
I'm so fucking excited about that, man.
I'm very, very timid about anything even vaguely related to the Justice League movies at this point.
Sure.
But, we'll see.
No, I don't give a fuck about any of the rest of it. Seeing old-ass Michael Keaton, like, back in that Batman suit, 100% it.
And it looks like some version of the Flash made a Flash suit out of the old Michael Keaton Batman suit. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It's all painted over.
It looks really, like, I'm pretty into it. I'm pretty excited about it.
I got my fingers crossed. But anyway.
I don't like that kid as the Flash at all, but whatever.
Speaking of important stuff, Fruit Ninja Puss in Boots came out for iOS. Whew! Sorry. Let's see.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of other big stuff here, I don't think. We had Kirby's Return to Dreamland for Wii. That was kind of a big deal because it was like, it looked like it was the completion of a rumored GameCube game. There was a Kirby GameCube game that was announced, like, and they showed off a trailer, and then it never came out, and then this one came out several years later. So I don't know. The game was fine. I never played through it, but the little bit I played was all right. We got more Dance Central, Infamous Festival of Blood.
Yeah, that was cool.
House of Dead Overkill got ported to PS3.
Infamous games are great. They're really fun to play. That was cool.
All right, so October 2011, not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, the Batman, the Spiderman, man, that's
good.
actually, when you really think about it, that's a really brutal time to release that Spider-Man game against that Batman game. Like, whew.
Yeah, that was bad. And that Captain America 3DS game that we just skipped over. Pfft, boy, I'll tell you.
Wait, was that secretly good? Hold on.
No, I have no idea. I don't remember.
I
doubt it.
This was actually it got no. So PS3 we had 360 scores. This was the 3DS one was developed by Next Level.
Oh, was that? It was decent.
I think it might have been. I'm trying to find like what the reception was like on that because I know there's this weird time where a handful of those. No, it was middling. Wait, no, these are all about these are all about the console versions. I'm trying to find like what the review scores were for the actual DS game. Whatever. Yeah. I'm sure it was fine. Next Level Games doesn't really mess around.
Yeah. It was fine.
Well, that wasn't the 3DS. That was DS, was it?
I think so, yeah. Sorry, did I say 3DS?
No, it was 3DS.
Was it? That's what I meant to say then. I'm always right.
I'm never wrong. All right, let's travel back to 2011. Let's see. 2011, this will be a little bit more organized. We have N64 still kicking. You know, we're still firmly in the realm of PlayStation 2 here. So the N64,
Oh, yeah.
the GameCube and Xbox are a month away. N64 gets the Powerpuff Girls Chemical Extraction. That was it.
It was just a beat 'em up, right?
I think it was a fighting game, actually.
Was it?
I think it was like an arena fighter, kind of.
It seems like less of a good idea than a beat 'em up.
Yeah.
Powerpuff Girls are great.
I love the
Their
Powerpuff
video
Girls.
games, not so much.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of a shame.
Which is weird. That seems like a really easy property to make a decent game of.
Yeah. But then again, you know, a licensed game.
Yeah, give it to WayForward.
That would be awesome. I play a way for
They
a
do it
Powerpuff
right.
Girls game for sure.
Yeah.
So meanwhile,
100%. I already
over
bought
on
it.
the PlayStation 1, still kicking quite hard, as a matter of fact, with Mary-Kate and Ashley's Crush Course.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that Elizabeth would have been the successful Olsen?
Right? I mean, in the long run, I mean, who knows? I mean, I'm sure Mary-Kate and Ashley are still just, you know, cruising off all the bucket tons of money they made as child stars.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Elizabeth's doing great. Meanwhile, PlayStation had an absolutely killer month. Yes, that crappy Mary-Kate and Ashley game came out, but we also got Tony Hawk 3.
Which is great.
Spider-Man 2, Enter Electro.
Which is great.
Dragon Quest 7.
Which is a Dragon Quest game.
And Castlevania
That I-
Chronicles.
Which is a really expensive Castlevania game.
Wasn't at the time, but
No, it was like $20 when it came out or whatever.
I feel like it was 40. I feel like I remember paying 40 for it.
40
I remember
maybe?
when it came. I
Yeah.
distinctly remember that coming in at my Funko Land and being like, yoink.
Done.
Castlevania game I haven't played before. It is mine. And
Not even a question.
game's great. What a month. PlayStation 1. Absolutely killing
Yeah.
it. And yet,
Dreamcast, on the other hand,
yeah, Dreamcast.
had not a great month as far as the bulk of their titles.
But the
But
three
it
of them
has
that came
one-
out.
One of the most fun games ever released.
Yeah.
On any system ever in the history of video games.
And I think there are a lot of people that would argue the other two games released on the Dreamcast were pretty goddamn solid as well. But
Yeah.
the clear head and shoulders winner here was Virtua Tennis 2.
It's one of the most fun video games ever created. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
It's darn near perfect tennis in video game form.
It is a game that is good enough to where if you're like, Virtua Tennis 2, I've never played that game. You should buy a fucking Dreamcast and that game. Like right now.
Not 2K2, which was later.
No.
Virtua Tennis 2 for
Yes.
Dreamcast.
Virtua Tennis 2 that came out in 2001 is absolutely brilliant.
On the other two titles that came out for the Dreamcast were NBA 2K2, which people love those games.
It's
and
good.
Bomberman Online, which I've never gotten into Bomberman, but
Hate Bomberman.
I certainly don't
that's
hate
just some me
Bomberman.
shit.
I do not
do.
hate the game.
I do. I hope all the bad things in the world happen to Bomberman and nobody else.
Then, of course, we have the unstoppable juggernaut that is the PlayStation 2. Knowing that
This is a good month too.
it really is, because you've got new hardware coming out. Xbox and GameCube are a month away, and this month, let's get the schlock out of the way. Kinetica was fine. Batman Vengeance was less fine.
Which one was Vengeance?
Oh wait, maybe you're right.
I think
It's
you're
not
wrong.
Dark Tomorrow. Dark Tomorrow was the one that was absolute crap. Oh, this was
Yeah,
based
that's
on
the one that sucks.
This was based on the animated series. This one was
I like this
one was solid.
a lot. This one was like after playing the the PlayStation Spider-Man games, it was like, man, they should really do better superhero games. And then they did. With this game. And it was like, this is fucking dope. And then if you try and go back and play this now, after playing through like the Arkham games, it's like, oh, this is fucking not great. But it is the animated series. It's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty solid.
I played the shit out of this game.
I played a little bit of this game.
I loved it, man. Loved this game.
Time Crisis 2 came out, which was
huge.
A very cool arcade port.
So fun.
The gun cons. That was awesome. The really cool seeing.
Huge is maybe the wrong word.
But it was really
fun.
Physically huge. It came in a very large box because of the gun cons.
That's
but that was a really cool thing to have on the PS2. Okage the Shadow King. That game was really fun.
God damn it, more people should play that game.
That was a cool little RPG. Hilarious story.
It's so good. It's so good. It's got such a cool visual style. It's so unique in the way that you play through it. Mm-hmm. It's on PlayStation Now.
Yeah.
Which it's worth like the 7-day trial just to fucking play through that game.
Yeah.
That game's outstanding.
That was a really fun little game. Crash Bandicoot made his PS2 debut in Crash Wrath of Cortex. I'm sure that game was fine.
It was a Crash game, so
it was a very big deal.
Yes.
It was a big deal to see his PS2 debut. He also got Soul Reaver 2, which was very cool. Tony Hawk 3 was, there's next gen Tony Hawk. There you go. But the big ones, like two absolute genre definers here. The original Devil May... Go ahead.
Except one of them nobody gave a shit about for like a couple of months.
Yeah, one of them was like, huh. But Devil May Cry was an immediate hit. Was
massive success.
What a cool-ass game. I was so in love with this game when it first came out. I loved the original Devil May Cry. I played the garbage out of that game.
Me too.
It's fantastic. And then the other one was Grand Theft Auto 3.
Which... It really did take a couple of months to catch on.
Yeah, it didn't. It was like, well, because GTA 1 and 2 weren't exactly a big deal. And then GTA 3, once it caught on, it took over the freaking world. But I don't remember it being the hugest sales success on the when it first came out. I remember a couple of people being like, oh, they made a new Grand Theft Auto. That's neat. But then, that game took over the freaking world.
It really did. I remember me and they weren't even my roommates at the time, but my buddies from college, we were sitting around playing Tony Hawk, and then one of our friends came over, and they were like, "Oh, have you checked out this Grand Theft Auto game?" I was like, "Oh, that fucking weird top-down car thing," and they were like, "Nah, he just made a new one," and they put it in, brought it over, put it into the PS2, and we played through it. We were like, "Oh, this is something." Yeah, let's go pick up a copy of this. This is kind of fun. And we went to the Hamilton Mall, and whatever GameStop or whatever was there, we got it for I think $15 because it had been out for a month and nobody bought it, and it was just a used discounted copy. The price on that game fell huge right away because it was a $60 big budget game that nobody gave a shit about, and then the news was don't let your kids play Grand Theft Auto. And that was the end of that.
Well, shit. My kids better play Grand Theft Auto. Or every kid was like, I must
end
play
of that.
Must play it.
Must play now. Yeah, I mean, God damn it, what a month.
Yeah. That was
Devil May Cry,
humongous for PS2.
Tony Hawk 3, Grand Theft Auto 3. Jesus Christ.
And poor Soul Reaver 2 getting overshadowed, right? Soul Reaver 2 is not a bad game.
Totally.
But...
No, and it was getting hyped up pretty big.
But then you go up against Grand Theft Auto and Devil May Cry and well, shit. But that's not all. Yeah, we also had the handheld space. The Game Boy Color still kicking with Mega Man Extreme 2.
Which isn't terrible.
No, it's not bad. It's like, the Mega Man, the Game Boy Mega Man games, except for Mega Man X. They're fine. A little mashup between X and X. No, yeah. Extreme 2 is X2 and X3 mashup, kind of. So that was
yeah.
neat. Then you had Lady Sia, which I didn't like. Game Boy Advance. Sorry, we've now moved on to Game Boy Advance, was where the rest of this stuff is. I didn't really like Lady Sia. I loved Doom. Game Boy Advance Doom It freaking functioned, man. It was Doom in my pocket, which like now Doom works on everything from like for refrigerators to pregnancy tests. But back then, having a pocket functional Game Boy Advance Doom was the coolest thing.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I played the garbage out of that, man. That and Doom 2 on Game Boy Advance. I don't know what it was, but I'll play those two games to death over and over again. I just love them. Spyro Season of Ice. They were really just keeping the Crash and Spyro thing going on GBA for a while. People kept buying them, whatever.
I was going to say, I think people liked them too, didn't they?
I don't think so.
No? Oh, okay.
Maybe some kids did, but I don't ever remember people looking back on this series of Crash and Spyro games very fondly. Even the one where they did this, the crossover, the Spyro Orange and Crash Purple, like, whatever. Batman Vengeance for GBA came out for Game Boy Advance as well. Super Street Fighter 2 for Game Boy Advance. That was another one that was really fun. Having a nice...
Yeah, the fact that works.
Just having a nice, proper, portable Super Street Fighter 2 is really cool. And then the original Mega Man Battle Network came out, which I rather liked the first game.
Yeah, the first one was a cool idea, and then they just fucking beat it to death.
They just annualized it and started making, like, red and blue versions like Pokemon, and I tagged the hell out. But I remember having a decent chunk of fun with the first Battle Network, just thinking, this is a really weird and interesting take on Mega Man. Hooray for you guys for being all creative, so...
Well done, clever old you.
What a freaking month that was. October 2001. PlayStation absolutely killing it this month. On PS1 and 2. Just, what a month to be a PlayStation fan.
Yeah.
Then we had October of 1991. So let's travel back to the 30 years ago, where we're dealing with NES, Master System, Genesis, TurboGrafx, little Super Nintendo, etc., etc. So let's see. NES had 5 titles. Trog. This was a caveman type of game, and
one of the best.
I don't remember this game.
Everybody loves Trog.
I feel like they do, actually. I feel like that's like one of those...
Do they?
I feel like that's one of those games that has like a cult following, and I can't remember. Didn't this game get remade? Trog 2021. Nope. Trog.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's got some dinosaurs and cavemen running around in like a... I don't know what this is. Looks interesting. There's a blue T-Rex just eating cavemen. I mean, just housing them left and right.
Well, I mean, that just happens. Like, that's
just life.
Actually pretty
That's
common.
Just real life.
Yeah.
Game is
real life
real.
for a caveman.
Is this one of those? Let's see, price charting. Is this one of those games that's expensive now? I'm sure it is. Every game's expensive.
I mean,
now.
probably.
Trog. No, not at all. It's $16. All right, yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking about.
Never mind.
I don't know what I'm thinking
are
about.
Fucking assholes.
Trog seems interesting. Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego? Those games were a big deal on PC. I don't think they ever really properly caught on NES.
No, they were just kind of hard to control, right?
I think so. I never played them on NES. Didn't really.
They're just kind of awkward and yeah.
Oh boy!
I remember playing one of them with my buddy Nick Louie back in the day. We'd sit at his house and like vacillate between fucking Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego and like Leisure Suit Larry. Like, this is not a great idea.
Well, let's see. We got some licensed schlock here in Wolverine and Home Alone. But then there was the Darkman NES game. I know you like that movie a lot, right?
Oh, I love the Darkman movie. That video game is garbage.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. I've never played it, but
garbage.
Wow, yeah, I'm looking at a gameplay video of it. It does not look great.
No, it's not.
Pew.
You're not missing anything.
Okay. Meanwhile, the Master System had one release, but a good one, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, it's a good version of Sonic the Hedgehog.
I like this game a lot. I was really surprised by it because I had only ever seen like screenshots of Green Hill Zone on it, and I just assumed this was a really pared down port of the Genesis game. But it's its own animal, and it's good.
Yeah,
It's got its own kind of physics. It's got an awesome soundtrack from Yuzo Koshiro, which is super cool. That's the Streets of Rage guy. Just killed it on the Sonic the Hedgehog soundtrack. Sonic for Master System's great. That's another game that I played because of the Wii Virtual Console.
See?
Yep.
$950. Well spent. I'm sure Karen would agree.
Genuinely hilarious. Then we have over on the Sega Genesis, Mercs, Outrun, Shining in the Darkness, and Toe Jam and Earl.
Yeah, I mean, Toe Jam and Earl is that's the big hitter there. I mean, Outrun, super fun.
Yeah,
I like Outrun a lot.
I love arcade Outrun. I don't know that I remembered liking Outrun on Genesis all that much. Most of those games that involve that, awesome scrolling that those arcade games did, didn't like Space Harrier. I always feel like they didn't really translate all that well to the Genesis.
No, Outrun I think worked pretty well though. I remember having a lot of fun with it. Definitely not as good as the arcade game, but what was back then.
That is true. Yeah, I mean this was all right. I'm looking at the gameplay of it now and I kind of remember this being okay. I definitely played more of the Master System version of Outrun because my neighbor had it, and I didn't love that one. I thought it was okay, but I was more into Rad Racer. I was like, oh, Rad Racer is great. This is way better than this. But then I played the arcade version of Outrun. I was like, oh, this is what Rad Racer's trying to be. Got it. See, Genesis version's not bad of Outrun.
Yeah.
But yeah, Toe Jam and Earl's the clear winner here. I know folks like the Shining in the Darkness. I've never really played the Shining games, and Mercs is a game. But Toe Jam and Earl is awesome.
So awesome. Just such a weird, cool, just so different, And I have liked the sequels to Toe Jam and Earl. I have never felt anywhere near the same about the sequels to Toe Jam and Earl as I did that first one.
I think the closest, I think that newest one came the closest.
It came close, but it still wasn't even close, really. There was just it was such the perfect time for that game to come out. It was so weird and so, not to be so cheesy about it, but it was so funky, I was just so different. I don't know, man. Toe Jam and Earl was cool. It was really fucking weird and obtuse. Like that game.
Most definitely. TurboGrafx 16 not having a bad month. Parasol Stars and Silent Debuggers.
Both really good games.
Parasol Stars. That's somewhat related to Bubble Bobble, right?
Yes.
This is Rainbow Islands, I think. Yeah, okay. This is the Rainbow Islands type of game. All right.
Yeah, very, very solid.
Yeah, these games were pretty fun. I liked them. And Silent Debuggers.
Yeah. I was just like a little shooter, right?
I think so.
I'm very tired now.
Oh, Silent Debuggers was this a shooter, or did this have other stuff to it? This was this was that kind of first-person perspective one. Yeah.
Yeah,
this game,
like a little shooter thing.
This game was neat.
It was pretty cool. Yeah,
pretty snazzy. Bad month for the Super Nintendo, though. One release, Ultraman. Not a good game.
I did play the shit out of that game, though.
I'm sure you did, because you love Ultraman.
Not gonna lie. I do really fucking love Ultraman. I really do. I was big into that game. Again, one of those things where I'm very, very similar to the, the Many Saints in Newark. No, this is good. This is good. No, it's really good. You guys just don't get it.
I rented this one and was like,
it's bad.
This is not fun.
No, it's not.
I didn't have any connection to Ultraman at the time. I still don't really, I'm not a huge Ultraman fan, but boy.
I like the fact that it included a bunch of characters, from the show. It was a pretty decent introduction to the characters and whatnot. I mean, I wrote about it for Brett Weiss's book. That's how much I actually genuinely like this game. But it was more the fact of there's a fucking Ultraman game that I can get in Williamstown, New Jersey. What? This is weird. I'm going to go to the Turnersville Walmart and buy an Ultraman game for my Super Nintendo. Fuck yeah. all about it.
That was all the Super Nintendo had up against. Yeah.
Yeah.
Up against Toe Jam and Earl and Silent Debuggers. Like, not a great month.
Yeah.
Not a good look for Nintendo this month on there.
No.
Game Boy did all right. Game Boy had Super RC Pro-Am, which is pretty fun.
That is pretty fun.
It's a good game. I like the NES game better, obviously, but Super RC Pro-Am is still pretty solid. The Atari Lynx had Tournament Cyberball and Turbo Sub. And I'm assuming this Turbo Sub is not about a sandwich, so I am way less interested.
It's 100% about a sandwich.
Wing Commander 2 came out on PC, and arcades got Terminator 2, the arcade game.
That game was so fun.
That was pretty fun.
It was so fun. I've never gotten into the Wing Commander games, which I know is like sacrilege to some people.
I tried. I had a copy of the original Wing Commander that came with my PC way back in the day. And I definitely messed around with it for a while. I put some time into it, but it didn't click with me as much as I wanted it to.
Yeah, some people just fucking lived and died by those games, man, back in the day.
And then they made a movie out of it.
Yeah, they did. Not a great idea. Not a good plan.
All right, then we travel back 40 years into the past, October 1981. Big month for Intellivision. We had 5 Intellivision games. We had Triple Action, Boxing, Space Armada, Snafu, and Astro Smash.
Yeah, it's a pretty big month, man.
Yeah.
Those are some big deal heavy hitter Intellivision games.
Right, Space Armada is their Space Invaders, right? I think.
Yep.
90% sure that's what this looks like.
Astro Smash is pretty big.
Astro Smash is really cool. I find Astro Smash fascinating because that was like, Mattel's game for the Intellivision, and it was way better on 2600.
Way better.
I just think the M Network Astro Blast for 2600 is a way better game than Astro Smash. But still, Astro Smash is awesome. Space Armada is, it is just a Space Invaders clone, and it's fine. Everything's really big. It is what it is. But it was, a way to get a Space Invaders type of game on your Intellivision. And Snafu was really good too, right? Snafu is like Surround, I think.
I think so.
Doobity-doo. Yep. Yeah. It's like a 4-player. It's like Snake, basically. Snake or Surround or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, this game was pretty cool. It was good, no matter what platform you were playing it on, because there was a lot of... everyone had a version of this. This was just like Space Armada and Space Invaders, Snafu, Surround, etc. But yeah, that's a pretty solid month for Intellivision right there.
It really is.
6 good games. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 good games. Way to go.
Intellivision boxing was pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, was it better than boxing on 2600? Because that was an Activision one. Like, all of Atari's sports stuff was like, what the heck? But once you got into the Activision stuff, yeah, boxing's pretty good. Looks very what's the word I'm looking for? Rock'em Sock'em Robots, but like you can see their outlines of human bodies, whereas in the 2600 boxing was very top down, very top down and kind of abstract. So that's a thing. And then just a couple of arcade hits. Stargate came out. Sega's Turbo, Tempest. Tempest was great.
Big fan of Tempest.
And the original Quicks, or Kicks, however you want to say that.
Yeah. Whichever. Yeah. Either way.
First played that game on Game Boy. That was the first version of that I ever played.
That's weird.
Well, so am I.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true. But you're so cute.
Aw.
I'll tell you. Well, I'd put it in you. Sorry, I felt like this show was getting serious there for a minute. I had to undo that.
Make sure that didn't stick.
Yeah, make sure we stop all that shit. Ugh. Gross.
Well, that pretty much wraps it up. That's. I ain't got anything else to add. I'm done. I'm toast. I'm ready to go.
I'm
to bed.
out. I'm out. I've been done. I mean, I love you all dearly, but enough is enough.
I mean, once you get down to the 1981 stuff, how much do you really have to say about Intellivision games?
I was one. I don't have a ton. I don't have a ton to say. I don't. Really, really don't.
All right, what's our next Stone Age starter kit? Because that's next week, right? We're going to be in the beginning of the next month. So what are we on?
Oh yeah. Edit this out. No, leave it in. Leave in the silence. Stone Age starter.
I'm not editing anything. I'm just going to slap the raw audio on there and call it a day.
That's what I like about you. Slapping it raw.
That's right, everybody. You're going to raw dog the Stone Age Gamer podcast.
Gross. Genesis. So that should be easy.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be.
Nice small library, not too many games to choose from.
Yeah, no, tiny. So I guess that's what I'll be playing this week. Just trying to go back and figuring out how many times I want to suggest that you buy Comic Zone. It's my list. You should buy 8 copies of Comic Zone and fuck off.
It's a solid play.
1 copy of Echo the Dolphin to throw away. Just buy that, throw it out immediately.
Just to ensure that there's one fewer copy in the world.
1 fewer copy in the world. You smash that shit with a hammer.
I like that.
Yeah, no, that'll be good. I'm really, I'm interested to see where your list ends up because I know your experience with the Gemesis. Oh boy, with the Gemesis is similar to mine. So we'll see.
I think we had very different experiences. Or were you being sarcastic?
Yes, sarcasm. Jesus, Kris.
That's what they call me.
I sent you my that was my nickname in high school.
Yeah. All right, that's our show.
Yeah.
Join us
Done.
next week. We
Good
talk
night,
about
everybody.
Genesis games. It's going to be a good
Love
time.
you.
We are on most social media platforms, and if you want to get in touch with us, we aren't very difficult to find. All it takes is a quick look at our show notes, and you'll see links to our social media accounts, as well as all manner of other fun stuff, like a link to our namesake, StoneAgeGamer.com, the Geekade Patreon, which helps keep this show running week after week, and more useful links than you can shake a joystick at. This show's theme song, Squared Roots, was written by Banjo Guy Ali. You can learn all about his wonderful music and more
Banjo.
by following the link to his YouTube channel, also in the show notes. And finally, as always, congratulations on getting married, Evan.
Ugh. It's a mistake. Just putting it out there. No, by the time you guys listen to this, the day after this episode comes out, Kris and I will be docking at Evan's wedding. Fucking great. That's our gift to Evan. It's just live docking presentation. No, we'll be celebrating the whatever. It's fine. Tell me you haven't thought about it. We'll be celebrating the nuptials of Evan and Angie. I'm sure it's going to be a great time. I'm sure none of us are going to embarrass ourselves. I don't know what I'm going to wear yet, which is interesting to me, because like it's a costume party, but like a masquerade costume party, and I really just want to like wear like a piece of pizza costume or some shit like that, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna take it a little bit more seriously.
Just make a
know.
pizza mask.
I might. I'll be fucking Pizza the Hut.
There you go.
Before pizza sends out for you. You're delicious.
All right. Well, we're not going to top that.
Oh, shit. That movie's funny. No, that movie's great.
Good night, everybody.
Keep playing games?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, whatever.
Play them all.
Do what you want.
Do it. Bye.